Karibu sana kwenye Football Fans Clan. Hii ndio channel ya pekee hapa Kenya ambayo inaangazia tu maoni ya mashabiki wa soka. Kama wewe ni mgeni, tafadhali tunakuomba usubscribe. City was your main rival. Is still your main rival. But maybe he lost the match today. What's your take on that match?
To me, if I talk as an Arsenal fan, the result is favorable to us. But again, it puts pressure on us because now we are going to have Manchester City and Manchester United just at the back. We are not so many points ahead of them. And given that we still have a game against Manchester United, we still have a game against Manchester City, in fact, two. Those are 9 points to contest for. And we are also having a game against Tottenham tomorrow. So it just puts pressure on Arsenal that they have to win their matches, which we are hoping is going to come. However, talking about today's match, I think Manchester United were lucky. They were lucky. But apart from being lucky, let me give credit to Ten Hag. Ten Hag has proven that he is a masterclass tactician. From his tactics that he employed to contain Manchester City, especially in the first half, he did very well. He had to have Man City sit back in their own half, play their possession football in their own half, and once they got into Manchester United's half, they were quick. Casemiro and Fred did very well to try and retrieve that ball, and they played a very good cover to the defense of Varane and Shaw. Another thing to look at is look at what he did today. You are having Luke Shaw playing as a centre back. You're having Luke Shaw playing as a centre back. That is, you look at such like things, if they happen in a club, you know that's a coach. Instead, you see, why not play Lisandro Martinez, who is fit? You understand, Shaw can easily handle Haaland. And you look at his plan, you have Casemiro to finish De Bruyne, and you have Fred to deal with Bernardo Silva. And then the balls are cut off completely. The supply from the midfield is cut off completely. Even Gundogan was playing a bit deeper, so he could not get the chance to dribble or supply the balls forward. You see, now that was clever of him. That was very, very clever of him, and it made it difficult for Manchester City to penetrate Manchester United's defense. Though they tried playing possession football, but in their own half. If they are playing in their own half, then they pose no danger to Manchester United. I think that was a masterclass.
Okay, talking about this match, we cannot avoid to talk about the Manchester United equalizer, that Bruno Fernandes goal. Very controversial. Very, very controversial. What's your take on it? Was it an offside or not an offside?
To be straight and to be very, very straight and frank, to me it's an offside. To me, it's a clear offside. You look at it this way. When the Rashford was in an offside position, and when the ball was played, he interfered with the play. The intention that he wanted to run towards the ball, just the intention, did interfere with the defender's thinking, with the defender's judgment. That means it's an offside. Bruno Fernandes was not on offside. He wasn't offside. He scored a very good goal, but not lifting. But the assistant referee, the AR, not calling for an offside for that Rashford offside. I think that was blatant. That was blatant, and it is really costly. And I think Manchester United should just thank God that the decision went in their favor. Yeah.
Haaland has been scoring goals freely, at will. But of late, Haaland seems maybe to have lost his form. Maybe, how did you see his game maybe on this match?
Pep's tactics are known now. And Haaland is known not to be involved in the game so much. He's known to be lethal in the third half, where he's going for tap-in goals, easy crosses. And the moment all these balls are cut off, and you look at the last 2-3 games that Manchester City has played, their opponents have managed to contain, to really cut off the supply. From De Bruyne, to cut off the supply from Bernardo Silva and probably Gundogan. Now those balls are not coming. The crosses are not coming in. And if they are not going to come in, and Haaland is a player who plays better in the third half, near the goal, he's not a player who is more involved into the game, like he can come, collect the ball, build up with the team. He can't do that. He only waits for the ball in the third half to finish. So it's going to be very difficult for him. If Pep is not going to change his tact, I think he will need a striker who will be more involved into the game, who will be involved into the build-up towards the goal, then they score. I remember sometimes last year Pep used to play with a false 9. Like you could not even detect who is their number 9, who is their talisman. So anybody used to score. I think he needs to go back to that to confuse these teams. Otherwise, if he's going to maintain Haaland, and then things are going to be a bit difficult because now teams know. Teams know. Cut off De Bruyne, cut off Silva, maintain manage Gundogan, and Man City are done. Yeah.
Between the two, maybe City and United, who do you fear the most that you think he can challenge you for the title?
It's not like we fear, because if you have to win a title, you have to play against everybody. You have to win even against your rivals. So we still have a game, Arsenal still has a game with against Manchester United. Probably that's the next game after tomorrow's North London derby. And then they will have 2 matches against back-to-back against Manchester City. So it's just Arsenal to do their part. And it's not like Arsenal has anything to fear. Manchester United is beatable. Manchester City is beatable. If Brentford has won against Manchester City, if Brighton is doing something against Manchester City, why not Arsenal, who are also playing very good football? Their attack is good, everything is good about them. The only thing they were lacking was squad depth. But I think if we complete the Madrid signing and we have Smith Rowe fit, then I think we are just good to go to win this league. Then the league is just within, especially if Arsenal wins tomorrow against Tottenham, that makes it 8 points clear. Against Manchester City will be 8 points clear. Against United it will be 9 points clear. So that alone, those are 3 matches. Like Arsenal has to lose 3 matches for Manchester City to come in. So it becomes just a management game. You don't lose, you don't lose. If they lose, you win, and you ensure that you don't lose 2 games. You just lose 1 and ensure that you are keeping the momentum. Yeah, that is it, just management.
Usikose kuponyeza kile kidude cha subscribe na ujue tunakupenda.